Alright, Merry Christmas. And since it is Christmas, I'm gonna give myself a Christmas gift this year by reading Die Hard 2, Die Harder.
Die Hard 2, Die Harder was released July 4th, 1990.
But damn it, it's still a Christmas movie, damn it!
Yeah, this movie again takes place on Christmas Eve, and John must stop a terrorist plot. Again.
Yep, this movie's a lot like Home Alone 2, in which that movie's very similar to the original, using a lot of elements from that and just changing them up slightly, and then just making jokes about how it's happening again. This movie is more different than Home Alone 2, but it's still very similar to the original.
But this time, this movie takes place in an airport where some terrorists take over the planes and take them hostage, including a plane with John's wife.
And while it is very similar to the original, it is very different, so let's get into Die Hard 2.
Alright, so the movie begins as it's Christmas, but John McClain is still getting a ticket, and his car is being towed by an asshole cop. So anyway, John goes into the airport, And
there's the villain, doing naked fighting for some reason. Okay, Hans was much more intimidating than this guy. I mean, the actor does a great job, but, yeah. At least I didn't have to see Hans' ass.
But anyway, John's wife calls John on a plain phone.
Wow, imagine a phone that you could take anywhere and fits in your pocket.
Hey, well, as far as I'm concerned, progress peaked with frozen pizza.
Nah, frozen pizza is trash. Just call that lady you called from the first movie. See if she can get you some pizza.
Now, I zap any bastard that screws with me.
Lady, I don't think tasers are allowed on the plane. How the hell did you even get that up there?
I tried it on my little dog. Poor thing limped for a week.
Lady, that is evil. Why would you try that on your poor little dog? What a bitch.
Anyway, though, some guys go to see a priest to show the old Reverend the light.
Well, at least you don't have to worry about the place closing before you die, at least.
As John sees the strangeness happening, he goes to follow them and sees what's happening.
It's a restricted area.
Okay, that's technically self-defense, but yeah. You still went into a restricted area and told them you were a cop, but you are not in that area, so it's not really something you can do, so it's not really completely legal.
Anyway, John fights and shoots the guys, and kills one of them.
Damn, I really miss action movies that were rated R. I miss kills like this in these kinds of movies. They don't have this kind of shit anymore. All of them are PG-13.
Anyway, turns out Holly's on the same plane as the asshole reporter from the first movie, as he has a restraining order on her.
And it was a decent punch, if I remember right. So, yeah, I would say he deserves another one. Hit him again!
Anyway, John talks to the chief of police, who is pissed off and doesn't believe John that is terrorist.
That punk pulled a Glock 7 on me. You know what that is? It's a porcelain gun made in Germany. Doesn't show up on your airport x-ray machines here, and it costs more than you make in a month.
There is no Glock 7. That was Glock 17, which, yes, would show up on a metal detector.
So John decides he's gonna get the perp's prints himself, and sends it to Al.
Who it's nice to see again, even though it's a small cameo.
But turns out the perp's been dead for about 2 years, as there's a blizzard outside, as John shows them the fingerprints, and they're probably terrorists, but yeah, it's too late.
Which, yeah, it's not really John's fault. Hell, it's not even the Chief's fault. Because, yeah, that test probably would have taken them a while, so they have to get it all the way down to the morgue so they can test the fingerprints. So, yeah, either way, this probably would have happened, because they wouldn't be able to get there in time.
So now all the planes are hostage, because the terrorists have taken over the airport, as they don't want John's help.
But, because if he helps, legally, they might not be able to arrest them, but that won't be an issue as long as he kills them, I guess.
As they put John into the elevator, but he gets out and meets a janitor who helps him out.
Oh yeah, he's pretty useless. I mean, he doesn't do very much. I mean, if John just found the maps, he'd probably do the same exact thing, but I guess they needed some comedic relief.
Anyway, some men go out to get some things fixed, but yeah, they're not going to be able to fix it.
A sitting duck.
Because, yeah, they have to deal with the T-1000, so, yeah, they're fucked.
So they kill them all, but John McClain comes out to save the day.
Oh, wow, he went down way easier than I thought he would. I mean, this is before T2, but still.
So anyway, John goes to take out this evil terrorist down and shoots through the wood to get the guy, but misses.
And yeah, this actually kind of reminds me of the table kill from the original, though this time, John misses.
But wood falls on John, so he can't get up. But he's able to get his gun from the escalator just in time.
Yeah, in this movie, John is a mostly perfect action hero, which, compared to the original, he got his ass completely kicked in some parts, and he got his fucking feet fucked up. He was all bloody by the end, but compared to this movie, where he's still fucked up, but not nearly as fucked up.
But yeah, it turns out this is a trap anyway to kill some of their men, and because of this, they're gonna make a plane crash.
Our systems only came back online just this very second.
Windsor 114, you are cleared for ILS approach.
Runway 29er.
Oh, damn. That's not a bad voice, but not nearly as good of a voice as Hans put on.
So John tries to save them with fire, but yeah, it doesn't work.
We've got you.
Which, wait, couldn't some of the other planes see that fire and then land? I mean, that probably would work if you were able to contact them.
Anyway, John feels sad that he couldn't save those people from dying.
Which is one of the few times in this movie that John has some flaws that he wasn't able to save some people.
Anyway, now they have the platoon coming in to take out Colonel Stewart, who was one of General Grant's men before.
You see, I served with him. I taught him everything he knows.
Well, maybe he's learned a few more things since then.
Ah, I see. So he's Troutman to Stewart's Rambo. Gotcha.
Anyway, though, John finds a radio and hears what Stewart is saying, as they're going to try to save their general, who needs the plane to be landed immediately, so he lands it, but John comes to stop him.
Freedom. Not yet.
Yeah, technically this guy is the leader, but, yeah, compared to Stewart and Grant, he is not the greatest. He doesn't have very much personality.
Who are you?
A cop. A cop?
Yeah, one of the good guys. You see, you're one of the bad guys.
Well, actually, John, I would say you're more in the gray area, because technically you were asked not to do this, so it might not be legally the best, and also you are killing them and not arresting them, so, yeah, it's not completely legal, so I would put it more in a gray area than the good area. It still is a very good thing to do, but it's just kind of in that gray area still.
Supposed to stay in your seat until the plane reaches the terminal. No frequent flyer mileage for you.
But John gets stuck in the plane as they throw grenades in, but yeah, lucky for John, there's a way out.
Oh damn, John, you are so lucky that you are the action hero, because if you weren't, those grenades would have gone off much sooner.
You lucky fuck.
You can still shoot him, you know.
So this makes it so the bad guys can get away, as John is mad. He feels like he's the only one that's trying to do anything.
Well, at least I'm thinking, goddammit!
Listen, you wise ass. We're here to jerk off that cocksucker until he tries to take off.
That is so easy to take out of context, I'm not even gonna say anything about that. Jesus.
Period. Now, you're the wrong guy in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Anyway, John goes out looking for the bad guys and takes this guy with him, and eventually they find a guy around the church.
Yeah, John, why did you take him with you? I mean, sure, you need some help to find him, I guess. You could probably use the map yourself. You don't really need him to take you there. You just look at all the houses. He'll probably just get in your way and possibly get killed. So it's probably not a good idea to take him.
And of course John's beeper goes off, alerting the guard, but lucky for him, there's an icicle, and...
Damn, that looks cool. And very painful. Jesus Christ. That's awesome, though.
But the Marines, or Army, or whatever, get there as John gets scolded.
Shut the fuck up and do something useful. Go seal up the street.
Hey, you can't talk to me like that.
Oh, no, Carmine? Sergeant, get this bureaucrat out of Mr. McClain's face.
Oh, okay. He doesn't seem like that bad of a guy.
Guess I was wrong about you. You're not such an asshole after all.
No, you were right. I'm just your kind of asshole.
Actually, I've already seen this movie, and yeah, I know that you're not.
So they have a shootout with each other as inside they set C4 as they're able to escape with snowmobiles.
Damn, they are lucky that it's a blizzard, or this plan would not work at all.
As John goes to catch them by riding a snowmobile himself. When he does catch up, the gun he's using doesn't work, as we see Grant and his men, and...
I wish I was with you guys for that.
Yeah, me too, kid. We wouldn't have to do this.
Wait a minute, he's your comrade. Why would you kill him like that? Why not just try to talk him into your side or something? He's likely to join you if he's that much your friend, because, yeah, he seems like he likes you all, and it's a good chance that he'll join. Oh, wait, no. I think I understand now. It's so they can show that they're the villains. Ah, gotcha. Wait, wouldn't it do the exact same thing if they just showed Grant talking to Stewart? Whatever.
Anyway, though, John has figured out why the gun didn't work.
And you know what else? You're under arrest, you motherfucker.
These are the bullets they used out there tonight. Blanks.
Okay, John, I know you're trying to show a point, but... God damn it. You are around a bunch of people and around a bunch of armed cops. That is not exactly a good idea.
As the reporter recorded the planes being told about the terrorists, and he broadcast that on TV.
Which creates a lot of chaos in the airport, which, I mean, it's not really necessary to run out of the place since the pilots do already know about the terrorists, and it's not very likely that they're gonna hit the airport. But it is a good idea to get out, but you have enough time. You don't need to run out of there and fucking knock people over just so you can get out.
Anyway, this means that Grant and his men are the bad guys.
As we see him with Stewart, meaning that him killing his comrade was pointless because, yeah, this shows the exact same thing, that he is a villain, but I guess that does show more effectively that Grant is a villain, but it just doesn't make any sense.
So now the mission is complete and they just gotta get out of there, but John is there to stop him as he's on a helicopter and jumps onto the plane and jams his jacket into the plane.
Which I'm guessing means that, yeah, they can't really fly yet, because, yeah, I doubt anybody's gonna be able to get out of there while they're up in the air.
So Grant comes out all angry, and they do have a pretty cool fight, which ends with Grant getting stuck into the turbine.
Which, yeah, looks fucking painful and probably would have stopped the plane right there, but it doesn't. Oh well, I guess. Still cool.
But Stewart goes to finish John off, but the fight with Grant tired John out, so he loses.
And this is the last fight John has with, I guess, the main villain of the movie, Stewart. And I mean, I wish it was done a little bit differently, but it's still a fine fight, just it's not as good as Han's death from the original, that's for sure.
But even though John lost the fight, he actually won because he opened the fuel pipe.
Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon.
Ah, damn it! Don't ruin my fun, TV cut. Say the actual line.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Thank you! Damn TV cut to Die Hard. That doesn't even sound like Bruce Willis. Oh damn, well at least that was cool, but Stewart should have had a slightly different death, I think. I think the explosion should have killed Grant instead. Grant should have been the one that stayed in the plane, and Stewart should have been the one that fought John, because he has been screwing over him the whole time, so yeah, I think that would have been more fitting, and his death would have been much cooler than him dying with everybody else.
But oh well, this means the pilot can see now, so Holly's plane can land, and so can the rest, and John can see his wife again.
Why does this keep happening to us?
Yeah, sorry John, but you're gonna have to do this another 3 more times. Which, lucky for you, those aren't on Christmas again, at least. Though, I guess Die Hard with the Vengeance alternate ending was on Christmas, but that doesn't count.
Anyway, now that they're together again, everything can end happy with Let It Snow.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
See, the movie was a Christmas movie. Anyway, that was Die Hard 2, Die Harder, and it's really good still, just not as good as the original.
Yeah, either way, this movie wasn't going to be good as the first, because it's hard to top a masterpiece like Die Hard, but I think they did a good job. The movie is still good, it has the charm that the first had, and yeah, while it's not perfect, the villains are not as good as Hans was much better. I mean, he was just much more intimidating. I mean, the new villains did a good job, they're not as good as Hans. And John, while Bruce Willis did a great job again, John has less faults, only failing a little bit, and while he doesn't get his ass beat, he doesn't get his beat as much the first, because in that movie he didn't even have any shoes and got his feet all fucked up, and he's all fucked up by the end, but here, he's not nearly as fucked up as the first movie. The movie's still good. Well, not as good as the first. It still is a very good movie, and I think it's still worthy of the sequel. I mean, of course it wasn't going to be as good as the first, but it's still very good, and I still very much enjoyed it, and it's still a fun movie. So, anyway, I'm going to give Die Hard 2, Die Harder, a 4 out of 5.
Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
But yeah, it was still good. I mean, not as good as the first, but still very good. Now, I think that movie is a better Christmas movie than this, too. I mean, this movie still does have a lot of Christmas elements, and I still consider it a Christmas movie. It's a Christmas movie, damn it. But, yeah, that movie, it had a lot more Christmas stuff around. I think it felt more Christmassy than this movie did. Now, it was very Christmassy, but not as Christmassy. But I needed a present for myself. I needed to review something good. Anyway, Merry Christmas. I'll see you on New Year's.